Hello everybody. As it was announced, a new video is due on this YouTube's channel. Normally I wouldn't post anything, but my captors, the peoples who are holding me at gunpoint here, forced me to make a new video for you, for my subscribers. Or, as you can see, I am tightly held in this makeshift prison, and they threatening me not to release myself if I don't comply with their orders and make a new video for you. No major amount of time was put towarding the idea of this video. It could have been, or it could have been much and many more fun, but in circumstances like this and times such as these ones, nothing is guaranteed. Like my safety, and this is the reason that now I have to make this. Inside me internally, I am having a lot of thoughts into deleting this shit, because video is very bad. But sometimes the philosophy of Oliver Bim-Bam is to just put something out and not to worry about the nature of the funniness of that video, such as this one. What is this Marco typing? Shithead. Marco, fuck you, idiot. Anyway, thankfully my captors aren't making a bribe for my release, so as soon as I am done doing this video, I will be set free, you know. But yeah, much has changed since I last upload my videos. If you remember correctly, in one of my vlogs, now I'm going to exposing Oliver. However, I somewhat endorsed Donald J. Trump in the election that was then upcoming, but now that is in past tense, you know. And here I am now, as many of Hollywood actors who took responsibility when the BLM movement was at its peak. Now I am taking that similar kind of responsibilities, and to apologize to all the Democrats, all the left-leaning people, for endorsing the bad orange man. And the reason is that he was a companion and a long-time acquaintance of a certain fellow from Israel who was killed in we could say maximum security prison, but I wouldn't say that. It was like semi-high security, because in FBP, which stands for Federal Bureau of Prisons, which is the leading organizations for purpose to manage all the prisons in USA. They have a term which is called supermax, and I think that every US state, maybe not every, but many of them have at least one supermax prison, and there they send all the most violent redditors, people who committed crime against Twitter guidelines, and Andrew Tate followers. So they are all sent to supermax prisons, you know. I am very scared and frightened, and that is the reason that this video isn't high quality as my previous videos. If you remember the 30 FPS, if you remember how to become a wizard also, my song, which some very good people helped me, have helped myself to make that song, you know. Or imagine just making a video where you're not talking, just smoking RT and drinking Heineken. However, that would, in my opinion, put itself in the ASMR domain, and that is not the directions that this channel will be headed, you know. One moment. I must say that this year, in this city that I am currently, I didn't see that much crazy, upgraded or expensive cars in this city, mainly driven by foreigners. I have saw, and I think it was a Dodge Charger with some decal, which wasn't as pretty as Ursula von der Leyen, but that is besides the point, you know. And I would also say that perhaps it is truth that some people before us said that the last cigarette is the best. And I have found myself in some situation where I have really enjoyed the last cigarette, because it's all due to the mental stuffs. You know that it is the last one, and you thoroughly enjoy it. But before I continue, I need to say hello to a couple of people, you know. So there is a group called Enough 30.0. All the participants and people who are in that Viber group, I want to say hello, send my respects, and I hope that we see each other as soon as possible, you know. And while on that topic, I am going to give you a quick review on a film called F1, which is if you were in 2020, then you would say that film is 5 years in the futures. Starring Brad Pitt as the main role guy, and there is some black guy also who is actually, I think, the main character. And if we're being honest, for once, at the beginning I thought the film would be shit, because all of that, how it's called, equality, inclusivity, and some other shit. Basically, I thought the film is going to be a woke sack of shit. However, I was actually quite pleasantly surprised, because as the film progressed, the relation between that black guy and Brad Pitt was bettering itself, and at the end they were like a good duo, racing together against the frauds of Verstappen, Hamilton, and all those little mongoloid sacks of shit. So, all things taken into account, I would recommend that film, because it was not really good, but it was good, yeah. And then again, on the topic, on the last video, talking about F1. Like, what the fuck, bro? All of a sudden, currently there are so many people like starting to follow and enjoy F1. Like, the same shit was when there was an increase in players of chess. Like, bro, fuck off. Like, oh, now you follow F1, now you're like a new group leader, bro. Like, fuck you. Fuck F1, bro. And while on the topic of fuck F1 and fucking fuck Heineken, Žuja is the best beer there is, best lager. I saw that Hajduk won its match against Gorica 2-0. Both of their goals were from penalties, and you guys should write me in the comments what is the English translation or English variant of a food made in Croatia named fritole. That pastry is often associated with the club from Split, you know. There are many jokes and actually many valid reasons why that pastry is associated with that club. And this year I think it will be a routine job for Dinamo. They'll kill everyone. Last season was crazy also, but the season before that, so this is 25-26, 23-24 season, when Sergej Akirovic was the head coach of Dinamo Zagreb's, already 13 minutes, and basically at some point, I think halfway through the season, Dinamo was like, I don't know, 15 or 10 points behind Hajduk, or Hajduk, I don't know how you call this club. And at the end, Dinamo managed to turn everything around and win double crown. Also, last season it was the vibe was pretty evident, like, no, Hajduk will win this season's triple, quadruple crown. It doesn't matter, Hajduk will win. But we all remember one of the last games played in that season, Dinamo v Hajduk and Poljud, when the goalkeeper of Splitčanis, Lučić, he made some terrific or terrifying saves, however you want to call them. Okay, my captors told me that when I finish this cigar they will be pleased with the video that I have done, and they will release me from this prison, you know. So, in this last minute or two, I would like to say something. Basically, I think that was my professor in high school from history who was employed when I was going to third and fourth grade. I think he was the one. He was advocating that people should encourage the initiative to better learn the aspect of critical thinking. And if you really want some wisdom in a polarizing situation, you should want to see things from not just your perspective but from others as well, and that would better your understanding of the issue that is currently on the table. However, not all people are like that, and that all goes to the same old story, and I'm very glad to remember this thing that I was thinking about. So listen to this. We have two guys. One guy has finished college and got wealthy. The other guy didn't go to college and even high school and still became wealthy. And then the first guy said or says, you should go to colleges, you should educate yourself, and that will ease your way to the wealth. And then you have the other guy who said you don't need colleges, you don't need school, you can become wealthy either way. And now you are listening to that, you stand at the crossroads and you say to yourself, well, who to listen? That is actually a really good question open for discussion. Like, what to do in that situation, who to listen to. I would like to hear your opinions on that. But they won't matter because I will turn the comments off. And while on the topic of turning the comments off, I will turn this video off also. So see you, I don't know when. However, the thoughts of YouTube Shorts and all those short form content variants are very beautiful to me, and I would like to expand on them. So also I remember something. Now listen to this.